It's so beautiful. Lunch is This is what hikers do on their day off. They're watching the World Cup. Stuck here for a day, so might as well eat some good food. Potatoes, some bacon, throw some eggs in there.
My name's Goldilocks. I'm from Australia, and I'm out walking the Continental Divide Trail.
Cool. So when did you start?
Back on April 27th. So 76, 78 days of hiking, something like that.
And where did you start?
Started on the border at Crazy Cook Monument. It's the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And yeah, hiking from there, I got to Old Faithful a couple days ago. And I'm now in East Glacier Park Village because my visa runs out very soon, 7 days I think. I've honestly never been able to answer this question very well, but I've traveled a lot, cycle touring, backpacking, hiking for the last decade. So I could either be in some cubicle somewhere hating my life, or I can live like a bum on the road and see amazing places and wildlife and meet crazy people and yeah, have a really good time. So I'm not worried about the standard life of like career, mortgage, partner, children, that kind of thing. I can wait. I'm young and fit and can do these silly things now, and I'll look back on it later in life and hopefully not have regretted it. So
we're doing a run this weekend where we go, it's called The Dash. It's from Logan Pass, Highline Trail to Waterton Lakes.
Well, we got a ride from a nice couple that live up here in the summers. Waited an hour, but not too bad. And now we're at the Lewis and Clark National Forest Monument to Teddy Roosevelt. So this is kind of cool. I think this marks the Continental Divide as well. So skip 15 miles, but that's okay. Hopefully catch up with B and Tom today and then just head off into the forest. You know, why are all these memorials so phallic shaped? This is the CDT into the Bob. Back on the trail in the backcountry. Hell yeah, looks like trail crews have very recently cut through all of this. Look at that, this had all been blown down that we got to walk over. Very appreciative of their efforts. Can you see the trail? Lunch is going to be several hard-boiled eggs I cooked at the hostel, some potato chips, and an apple. Alright, what were you eating, Will?
This was amazing though. So I went and bought pizzeria pretzel combos. The big Fritos, the thick ones that don't crunch as easy, and sriracha cashews, and mixed them all together to make like a salty trail mix. Crushed it. I'm gonna go into some sweet stuff now.
Classic Fritos.
That's it?
Yep, that's all I got.
Those are classic.
Alright.
Those are modern.
Tom, with the
Baked goldfish crackers.
baked goldfish. How's the pack feel? Is it feeling heavy with all your food?
Mine's so heavy.
I always like to get people struggling with their packs. The trail just kind of petered out, so now we're just gonna walk in the general direction of where it should be according to gut hooks, and hope we find it some other time. Just miles of blowdowns.
I haven't seen it.
you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
It is a Vargo bot, 700 milliliters. And then I made the rest myself. A little alcohol stove made out of a little lotion container and some sheet metal.
Cold, rehydrated Mountain House spaghetti and meatballs with some butter. It's actually not bad.
Rehydrated couscous, olive oil, ranch, hot sauce, sunflower seeds, and I'm gonna throw some pepperoni in there next.
Nice.
East.
All right, Tom Tom.
Sour gummies. And cheddar brock.
Nice.
A little single serving packet of ranch.
I'm Will from Harlem in New York. I'm a teacher, so I'm on summer vacation. I'm out here section hiking the CDT, with Glacier, Bob Marshall Wilderness, hitch to Yellowstone. Then I'll probably hitch to Medicine Bow, meet up with some friends, and hitch back to the Winds because I hear the Winds are spectacular. Last year did the Colorado Trail. Who knows what's next?
Well, what do you teach?
I'm a math teacher, 7th grade math teacher. So I teach little monsters, but they're wonderful.
Cool, thanks. So the Bob Marshall Wilderness, or the Bob, is a designated wilderness area, and that's a specific government designation. So right there's national forests, national parks, state forests. The difference with a wilderness area is it doesn't allow any logging, anything like that, right? People can log out of national forests. You got a bunch of logging roads in there, but not in wilderness areas. You can't bring anything mechanized in here, so no chainsaws, no power tools, no vehicles, no bicycles even. So in these wilderness areas generally are kind of the wildest places out here because the only way to get in here is by foot or on horseback. And we haven't seen anybody else out here yet. Also, an interesting fact about the Bob Marshall Wilderness is this is the place where they take all the problem bears. So if they have bears that are causing problems in Glacier or in towns in Montana, they'll train them, trap them, and they'll drop them in here. So this is probably one of the highest concentrations of grizzly bears on the trail. But luckily, a lot of the trail follows kind of high ridge lines, and we're in higher elevations. And in the summertime, bears like to be at lower elevations so they can eat the berries, and basically so they can eat berries at lower elevation. They don't come up to the higher kind of alpine regions until the fall, where they eat the pine nuts. So the goal is to camp at higher elevations as much as we can, and also just camp in a group, and that'll be pretty good protection against grizzly bears.
Alright, so I'm Tom Tom. I'm from Wisconsin. I went to Boston College for physics, but before I started my PhD, I took a year off to do the PCT, where I met him. And then, so I have to actually start grad school in the fall now, but since he's doing CDT, I wanted to do as much with him as I could. So that's why I'm here.
I'm B. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I took PCT last year with TomTom. And then I decided I wanted to do the CDT this year. So I worked, got some money. And now all I really want to do is hike. So that's why I'm here.
That's awesome. Give me quick thoughts on the trail so far. Either one or both. Or
More rugged, lots of blowdowns, but lots of views. Better than I expected at this point.
It's awesome. Yeah. Not as rough as I thought everybody else made it out to be. But still very challenging. And haven't gotten attacked by a grizzly yet.
yet. Let's see, in this one area I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bug bites right there. Thanks, Montana.
Only?
The trails are so overgrown, it's really easy to get off on the wrong track, and then by the time you realize it, you're like half a mile off track. So I just tend to bushwhack rather than backtrack. So
Hooray,
trail's probably about another 0.1 this way, so you know, just gotta go in this general direction uphill and I'll hit the trail. Yay! Found the trail. What a pain. How nice this is. And that's the shit I went through for about half a mile. Whew. Got a couple of raindrops coming down. Time to put all the stuff that can't get wet away. Of course, as soon as we sit down to take a break, the rain gets stronger. Luckily, it's a fairly warm day, but even so, with the wind, it's kind of chilly and the temperature's probably dropped 10, 15 degrees as the rain has come. So I'm gonna keep walking, even though I like to take a break, but just gotta keep walking to stay warm. It's 8:15, did 27 miles. This is where the group was supposed to meet, but nobody else has shown up yet. So I'm gonna leave them a note and go 1.1 miles further up. There's a ranger station there with some pretty good camping, supposedly, according to Gut Hooks. And they'll either show up or not, but there's not good camping over here. And if they don't show up, I don't wanna just camp in this really shitty spot. So we'll see where they go. This ranger station is so cool. Kind of wanted to camp on the porch there, but there's actually a trail crew inside, 4-man trail crew. They've been out for 9 or 10 days, just clearing down all the blowdowns. And what's crazy is they use these hand tools. There's no power tools, so they're sawing the trees with those all day. And ran into Heather over here. Somehow she got ahead of us again, and she took a different little alternate route. a lot of dew this morning, so my tent is soaking wet. I'll let that dry out and also take off my shoes, let my feet dry out. They're starting to get raw from just being wet for so long. Nice little blister for me right there. Getting a couple blisters. So just hang out here and eat breakfast and let things dry. Lunch is a tortilla with some pepper jack cheese and Spam. I really like Spam out here. I think it's probably because it has a lot of sodium in it. Peanut butter too. I keep forgetting to eat this.
Sierras, I had a couple where you just have to do giant bowls or bucks. Ha!
I'm not so sure anymore.
We got a skeptic.
By insects based on observable characteristics.
Oh, you can do your thing. Yeah, I'll just be creepy over here, don't mind me.
You're not hidden.
What happens when you take a picture through the mesh? Does it look different?
Yeah, it looks a little hazy. I'm just taking video now though.
You.
Geez, that's a privy over there?
And it's like a real toilet.
Are you guys telling me that I've been shitting on the ground for no reason? There's been toilets everywhere?
Yeah, they've just been hidden.
Well, looks like keeping my feet dry is going to be the challenge of this day. Here's another stream. It's almost enough rocks to make it across, but not quite. Bushwhacking again. Can you imagine if there were no trails out here? This would be such a pain to go through.
from Chicago. My name is Russ Fletcher, and managed to carry about 18 pounds of signs about 21 miles to get to my sections that I'm assigned to. I'm doing sections 612 through 616 on the Continental Divide Trail. These reassurance markers will help people make sure that they're on the right trail, because there's a lot of intersecting trails, and it makes it a lot easier to know when you're on the right trail.
I believe that is the China Wall, although I could be wrong, but it's supposed to be this giant rock feature that's really obvious, and this looks like a giant rock feature that's really obvious. It's pretty cool looking. Hello. Got to benchmark and thought it might be a really hard hitch, but
Right away.
right away.
Always depend on the kindness of strangers.
That's right. Whoa, that water. Augusta. Not a lot to look at. Pizza, cold beer, and burgers. Yep. There we go. That's our spot.
Lazy beach. Look at that. Guns and ammo.
Oh, we can get some guns. Liquor store.
Welcome rodeo fans. There's the bunkhouse in right here. Across the street from Mel's Diner.
This is the Bunkhouse Inn, established in 1912. Wow. Hopefully there's room. Hey, it's Matt. What's up, buddy?